Everyone, this is Dave Dubeau with another episode of the Property Profits Real Estate Podcast. Today, zooming in all across this wide country from our nation's capital. We got my buddy, Francois Lanthier. Francois, how are you doing today?
I'm excellent. And you?
I am fantastic. All the better for having a chat with you. And I had the pleasure of being interviewed by you and your lovely wife a little while ago on your fantastic podcast. And I thought, hey, this is a sharp young guy that I want to talk to and really find out more about what you're doing with real estate investing, because you kind of got an interesting twist on it. You're in Ottawa, but a lot of your properties are not in Ottawa. So let's start first things first, Francois. What got you into the whole real estate investing game in the first place?
Yes. So there's many reasons why. But first of all, my parents were investors themselves. They owned a hotel, and my mom always said, oh, we should buy rental apartments. And they never did. My dad is now gone. But anyway, I'm kind of continuing that dream. And my mom was actually my first tenant. So she kind of proved her case. And the reason is
hopefully you didn't have to evict her. I'm hoping you didn't have to evict her. No grow ops, nothing like that.
No, that would be her generation though, but no. No pot, nothing. She's like, oh, I did that when I was younger. It's over now. So, but I did end up selling the condo where she was living. Anyway, long story, but she did inspire me and inspire us, because she had a house that she kept, but she lent it to my brother. And she's like, I don't need this big house anymore. I want to rent and I want to become a tenant, and maybe you could buy a condo. And anyway, it was good for me. It gave me an easy start.
Yeah.
And in Canada, as you know, you're Canadian as well. It's hard to live on even two wages, like two really good wages. The cost of living is so high with kids and activities and things. So you need a side hustle.
And you guys like your wine, so I suspect you like the expensive stuff. There you go.
Yes, some rosé right now I'm enjoying, and that's why I'm blushing. That does add up, but it's not the wine. The drinking is a side effect. But it's really, you need extra income and a side hustle. And after working 40 hours, 50 hours and commuting, you don't have much time. So what can I do that's going to generate some income without huge efforts and spending another 40 hours working?
Yeah.
Real estate. So if you have systems in place, and if you do like me, you buy remotely, so somewhere far where you can't go. I'm a bit of a control freak. So if it's local, I'll end up going there and mowing the lawn myself. If it's too far, there's no way I'm going to do that. So, and I just thought, okay, that's going to bring in some extra revenue and create a retirement plan at some point, because I've always worked in the private sector. So no retirement fund, no pension, you're on your own. So that's kind of why I did it.
Smart. All right. So your parents inspired you. Your mom was your first tenant. You bought her a condo, and that worked out well. And now you're kind of investing remotely. How did you make that leap? Because I doubt it was just one thing that you said, hey, I'm a control freak. I don't want to be dealing with tenants and toilets locally, so I'll go buy something far away. How did that actually happen for you, Francois?
So it was a process. So my mom lived 2 streets over from me. So that was her place. That was really close. And of course, she had me wrapped around her finger. I was shoveling her balcony in winter and watering her plants, and it just went on. And I'm like, well, I'm taking care of my place, not making any money, but whatever. It's appreciating. And then I looked outside an hour away. What can I afford? So something inexpensive that brings in some revenue.
Right.
So I bought there, and I'm like, well, I can go once a quarter and hire out for whatever I need. And then again, the market got kind of tapped out. Ontario being red hot, everything was being too expensive. I was priced out. So I started looking out east, and
out east being where? In the Maritimes?
Yeah. So Moncton, New Brunswick, amazing city. There's so much going on for Moncton. I've only been once in my life, and I bought several properties there, and they cash flow tremendously, and you can do some really great stuff. So that's it.
So what kind of properties do you have in Moncton? Are they single family homes or small multis or suited properties? What do you have?
So small multifamily. So the first one I bought was a 5-plex, And I got a sixplex, a few duplexes, what else? A triplex, fourplex. So everything 6 and under, because I find it's manageable. And now I'm ready for larger, but I just need more money. So that's another story.
Well, that brings up a good point. So that's quite a nice little portfolio that you got created so far. How did you save up for down payments yourself? Did you qualify for all those mortgages? Did you work with investor partners for some of those deals? How did you build up that portfolio? Sounds like you did it fairly quickly.
Yeah, so all within about a year and a half. I have more. I have some in the States now and other places, Ottawa. But what I did, it's a variety of things, and many of them thanks to you. So to your course that my wife and I attended in March of 2020. So during the early pandemic. And we just learned about using OPM and how you get investors and how to raise capital. So that's one strategy we used, and it's been excellent. And it continues to this day with podcasts and social media, email marketing to a very small extent. I would like to do more in the future, and also joint ventures. So we've done a lot of joint ventures, found partners, and some of them became money partners, and money partners became joint venture partners. So it's like
what's your definition of joint venture partner?
So it's someone that comes in with the credit and the money, and then I'm the working partner. So I find the deal, I structure the deal, I look after the property management, hired out, of course, because I'm too far to do it, but I hire someone and you have to manage them. And that's kind of my JV. I know it can go a million different ways, but that's...
I'm just curious how you do it. Very, very good.
Very traditional.
That's a fascinating idea. Hold that thought for a second. Hi there, this is Dave Dubeau, and real estate investors hire me to raise capital the right way. Why? Because most of them are stuck with too small of a portfolio, and they don't know how to attract investors and raise money for their deals. So I help them to connect, capture, and close their ideal money partners. Bottom line, when you've got a deal, you're going to have the capital to do it. So go ahead and book a no-cost capital clarity session with me at bookachatwithdave.com. Again, that's bookachatwithdave.com. Awesome, Francois. So you took the whole concept of other people's money and ran with it. And so you got into Moncton in a big way. And now you say you're also doing some investing in the States. Now you're Canadian and you're investing in the States. Are you working with JV partners or money partners to do those deals as well?
Yes. So I took it one step further. So some of my American deals are really I think it's wild, but so some of them, what I did is I got a partner to finance the deal. So I'm the partner, the working partner. Yeah. My partner has no money either, but he's got high income. So every month, every week, he gets a big paycheck.
Right.
And so I found a private lender to lend us the money, and my JV partner pays the interest on that money and for a share in the deal. So I'm putting in this much money in the deal. And it's just amazing. It's a great way to finance deals.
Well, I love these kind of creative things. So what kind of a property is that in the States that you purchased this way? Is it a single family home or a small multi?
Yes. So for now, I started quite small. It's a single family home, just because of the market. So it's in Detroit, Michigan. Mm-hmm. And in Detroit, the rentals are better in single family homes for now. Multifamily, from what I've seen, is not so great. I would look at different states for that, more Texas or Nevada.
Okay, so Detroit, you bought a single family home with your investor. Was the hard money lender an American lender or a Canadian lender?
Canadian, which does create some complication, but the exchange rate is actually fairly good right now. And so it's not bad. Yes.
Okay, very cool. So you basically went in all cash, bought the property all cash, and you're taking care of, you found the deal, you found the management, you're taking care of all that stuff. Your money partner brought his credit to the table so that the hard money lender was comfortable loaning. So how's the hard money lender secured? Is it on that particular property, or is it a promissory note, or is it on a different piece of property? How's his money secured, or her money secured?
Yeah, so it's promissory notes on properties that I own in Canada.
Okay.
So actually
Very creative.
yeah, that's it. So everything's on the Canadian side, promissory notes. I buy it there. And
Yeah.
it's a burr. So out there, about 6 months or so, all the money's coming back. And now my partner and myself, we have a free property that we
That's
put
right. So
zero
your
money
partner,
in.
you'll pay out your hard money lender. Your joint venture partner just qualified for that loan and has paid the interest in the meantime.
Yes.
And you've gotten all the work done and babysat the whole thing. You're going to refinance it, and you're going to get basically you're not going to refinance. You're going to put a mortgage on it in the States
Yeah.
with an American bank, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And very, very cool. I'm sorry I keep picking your brain about this, but I find it fascinating because, again, this is a big hurdle a lot of Canadians have about investing in the States is, okay, well, what about liability? What about corporate structure? What about double taxation? Now, I know you're very well connected and you've got your own podcast and you're rocking and rolling that way, but can you give us the big broad strokes about how you've set things up so that hopefully you aren't getting whacked with taxes in the States and in Canada, and how that's going to work for you and your investor partner?
Yes, absolutely. So again, with proper planning, and that's something I did learn from other podcasts and then consulting as well. So do your due diligence. But my tax lawyer in the States advised me to create two corporations. So a limited partnership, an LP, and an LLC, so a C Corp.
Yeah.
And that way you're able to pay tax only, just like in Canada. So after all expenses and depreciation and all that stuff. And then whatever's left comes to Canada. And then if it's taxed at all, it's taxed at the Canadian rate. So let's say you paid 20% in the States and here you should pay 25, then you only pay that 5% difference. So,
Okay.
or whatever it is, it depends. I have multiple corporations in Canada. So my accountant will tell me at the end of the year where it goes. I'm not too sure yet, but it's going to be quite minimal, especially at the beginning, because you have all these expenses, closing costs and things, interest. All that interest is going to be really good for me in this case. So it's all proper strategy and again, planning. So that's a big thing. If you plan on moving to the States, which I don't, but some people do, then the planning needs to be very different. Because taxation, there's some advantages if you're American or like on a visa of some kind, but you need to plan accordingly as well.
Yeah, I know, most definitely. That's something else I want to ask you regarding that. So for your JV partner, is he also part of the corporate structure in the States, or is it just kind of a side deal with him?
Yes, no. So I made him a director in my company, and we're gonna buy a few properties.
Yeah, I was going to say
4 and 12.
Sounds like it probably makes more sense to do multiple properties. So basically, you're going to keep doing rinse and repeat that process
until I'm fed up and I buy a helicopter and I fly away. That's when I'm going to stop.
No, I just meant with this particular strategy with this particular JV partner.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very cool. Well, Francois, that is absolutely fascinating stuff. It's obvious that you're a sharp cookie and you got a lot on the ball, you and your lovely wife. If our listeners want to find out a little bit more about you and listen to your podcast and perhaps connect with you, what should they do?
Yes, so many things. First of all, we're quite active on Instagram. So FL_homes_corp. So FL for Famille Lanthier, which means Lanthier family. That's our family because it's a family affair with my kids and everything. And also, you can find me on therightclub.com, in the forums and the chats. That's a great way. You can send me an email. So flhomescorp@gmail.com. And also, just so before we forget here, I did retire at age 40. So that's another reason why I did all this. And my wife is joining me. She's going to be 40 when she retires as well. So in a few weeks.
Wow. Congratulations. That is absolutely fantastic. Francois, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much for your time and love to circle back and check in on how things worked with that US deal once you've got it all bird out and you're on to your next one. I think that's absolutely fascinating.
Yes, I'd love to give you an update. Thank you.
All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Cheers.
Well, hey there. Thanks for tuning into the Property Profits podcast. If you like this episode, that's great. Please go ahead and subscribe on iTunes. Give us a good review. That'd be awesome. I appreciate that. And if you're looking to attract investors and raise capital for your deals, then I'm going to invite you to get a complimentary copy of my newest book, right back there. There it is. The Money Partner Formula. You can get a PDF version at investorattractionbook.com. Again, investorattractionbook.com. Take care.